I was born in Bishop's Nympton, or Bishopton as it should be called, and father and mother kept the shop, grocery shop in Bishopton,
So what year were you born?
1944.
And tell me a bit about Bishop's Nympton and the shop. What kind of a shop? Because in those days, shops just sold everything, didn't they?
It was a grocery shop. We sold paraffin, TVO, which is tractor vaporizing oil, methylated spirits, groceries, all sorts of stuff. And father done the taxi run as well, and 2 school runs as well.
So you must have known all the village characters over there.
Yeah,
Were they good old Devon
Yeah.
characters?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what sort of people were they?
Well, nothing like today. They're very old-fashioned, all hard-working. Most of them worked on the farm. Odd one or two worked in South Molton. They used to cycle in mornings and cycle home again in the night.
And tell me a bit about your dad, because he ended up being involved in the war, didn't he?
Well, I was born the day he landed in France. And I always took it that it was D-Day was the 13th of June, not the 6th of June, because that was the day father landed in France. His boat broke down off the Isle of Wight when they left at the 6th of June, and they didn't get to France until the 13th of June. But funny enough, they were supposed to be the advance party, and all of them were wiped out, the ones that took over his place.
How extraordinary that your dad landed in France on the very day you were born.
Yes, and all I know then that he went, they was in Arnhem trying to get the soldiers back out of Arnhem again. He got the ducks, he was driving ducks most of the war, and brought them back across the Rhine.
So ducks were...
It was like a pickup lorry that went to sea. You got a propeller on the back, and you got 4 wheels on the back, 4-wheel drive on the back, and then you got 2 wheels on the front for steering. And they used to drive in and out the water, never thought nothing about it.
So that must have been nervous times to your mum, because she would have...
Yeah, she kept the shop running all through the war. And she had the food rationing to deal with. And when she'd finished work at 6 o'clock when she shut the shop, she then had to sort out all the rationing forms and everything, and also weigh up, because nothing come weighed up. They bought it in big blocks of, like currants was a great big block of currants, and she had to part it all up for them to sell up, or weigh up and sell it in the morning.
So rationing added a lot of work to their day.
Yeah, a lot of work. She had to deliver the groceries as well. It was only her on her own, and she had to deliver the groceries in the van, and she couldn't drive when the war started, and she had to teach herself to drive because they didn't have no driving tests or nothing like that in those days.
I love the idea of her having to teach herself to drive.
As soon as father come back, she virtually gave up driving. She didn't drive afterwards.
But can you remember when your dad came home from war?
No. All I know that we were one of the first to have fairy lights on the Christmas tree, because father brought them home from Holland. It was old-fashioned things, but and we had them for years and years and years. I can remember them.
I imagine, even though you can't remember it, your mum must have been so relieved when he came home, I guess.
I would imagine so, yeah. She never said nothing, but...
Yeah. Well, it was, I guess in those days it was like that, wasn't it? It was just something that
Yeah, you just took it on the chin and went on.
So what's your earliest memory of him?
Driving the van, delivering groceries, I think, and serving in the shop.
So he came home and just got back into the business as before?
Right back in again. I mean, he come right back and started work in the shop.